Hi, I'm Mike Ridley.
And I'm Cindy Hodgson. This week on Powerboat Television, we have traveled to Lake Temagami in the near north region of Ontario to experience true wilderness cruising.
Now, you can experience this wilderness cruising a couple of different ways. You can trailer up a smaller boat and stay at the cottages and fishing camps, bring up a trailable cruising boat, or you can travel in a little larger style like we are in a 44-foot rental houseboat. Now, as you can see, it's a little windy here for our departure, so things could get a little interesting. While late in the season, there was plenty of activity at the landing as two houseboats were loaded up and got underway before ours. While the crew from Canusa Vacations, our host for the trip, showed all the renters the ins and outs of their houseboats and handled the on-water training, Cindy, Lori, and I hauled our gear aboard, toys included. With the other houseboats departing, it was now our chance to meet Nelson and go through the drill.
Happy to be here. Okay. The first thing we're going to do today is go through all the safety items on the boat.
Okay.
Boat this size has different requirements than little boat.
Over the next several minutes, Nelson showed Cindy and I all of the systems, safety gear, and features on our houseboat. With the tour completed, we sat down with Nelson for some tips on anchoring out and an overview of the lake.
We have the option in Cross Bay of north.
Before long, it was our turn to head out on Lake Temagami with Nelson coaching.
I'm going to grab you right away. Most important thing, you could lose one of your women overboard, but don't lose this map. We have a spare woman? Oh,
Once clear of the landing and the islands protecting it, the beauty of Lake Temagami opened up before us on our cruise south to Cross Bay, our anchorage for the night, where Nelson was going to help us set up for a shore anchor.
We've got a beautiful spot coming up. You see the glassy water up ahead, and that's the ideal situation we want to be in. We're facing into the wind, and we're going to have a nice calm spot in there.
Easing slowly towards the rocks, Cindy and Nelson prepared the bow anchor.
What's the depth there, Captain?
13.
13? Boy, this guy's a master on that wheel. I don't have to tell him anything.
Applying some throttle to hold the houseboat to the rock, Nelson hopped ashore to wrap the anchor around a tree.
Just make sure the back end doesn't turn, and we'll take this up here. And we'll just go around here twice.
Secured to shore, I backed off so we could set the stern anchor as Cindy eased out on the road at the bow. After backing 100 feet, the stern anchor was tossed and set. Then we pulled the boat back to shore as Nelson paid out the stern. Finally securing the road, holding the houseboat firmly to shore. The next order of business was to head ashore to check out the campsite.
Campsite up there? That's right.
After Nelson headed back to Canusa Lodge by PWC, we headed ashore to enjoy a campfire and the calm of the early evening in the quiet bay. As the light faded over the lake, it was time to head back to the boat and fire up the barbecue for our first meal aboard. In no time, we were sitting down to a great meal in good company and comfortable surroundings.
Later on the show, we'll be back to enjoy more wilderness cruising on Lake Temagami.
Welcome back to our houseboat cruise on Lake Temagami. First thing in the morning, we headed off in the fishing boat to climb the highest point on High Rock Island for what we were told was the best view of this area of the lake. With the sun shining, it was a great morning to tour the lake, past the shores and islands of majestic pines. Within minutes, we arrived at the dock at the foot of the trail. With the boat secured, we headed ashore and started up the trail. Although the trail was easy to follow, it was a bit steep in places and a little rough going. Arriving at the lookout, it was evident that the hike up was worth it.
Yeah, it was pretty spectacular, wasn't it? Beautiful.
The view from High Rock was spectacular. Looking out over the pristine waters in undisturbed forests, it was really easy to understand why countless canoeists, boaters, and houseboaters return here every year. After a few pictures of the spectacular wilderness lake, it was time to head back down and off to the houseboat to head out on the day's cruise. With chart in hand, we headed north, navigating through the islands to explore the quietest part of Lake Temagami, the North Arm. In this pristine end of the lake, houseboaters and trailer boaters looking for campsites have the choice of secluded bays and some great beaches. Since all of the mainland is crown land, there are plenty of choices to hide yourself away. Although not a standard marine chart, it is well detailed, and the routes and markers are easy to locate and follow through the rocky islands and shoals. While there are over 1,400 islands, only a few of them are home to cottages, some big and some small, and quite a few with campsites. Around each turn or island, there is always a new view or a cottager or fisherman passing by. Passing by Bear Island, you'll see the only community on the lake, home to the Bear Island First Nation, where you can find fuel and other items to extend your stay on the lake. As I enjoyed the cruise into the North Arm, taking in the surroundings, Cindy and Lori started preparations for lunch. The calm waters and steady pace of the houseboat made it possible to prep and barbecue while we cruised along. As lunch was cooking, we headed into a sheltered bay to beach the boat beside another houseboat and relax for a while. The upper deck on the houseboat was a great place to sit back, enjoy the sun, and a great lunch. After lunch, Cindy and I just had to try the slide and enjoy a swim in the crystal clear water. Lori preferred to head out in her kayak along the shore, enjoying the tranquility. With the afternoon progressing, it was time to load up the kayak, pull up the anchors, and work our way back to Canusa Lodge. A mile from our destination, Nelson came out to greet us, guide us to the lodge, and our dock for the night. Secured for the evening, we gathered on the upper deck to relax and chat a bit more about boating on Lake Temagami and enjoy the spectacular sunset.